Oh, well, today I have my friend Tony Cervone, who I found out after 4 times of visiting and buying pirate garb that he's a renowned director of Scooby-Doo and tons of other stuff. What have you... Go ahead.
Well, I did work at Warner Brothers Animation for a very long time, and worked on all kinds of things involving the Looney Tunes, and even Tiny Toons and Animaniacs before that. But over the years, I've really done a ton of work with Scooby-Doo. Right. So I feel like I've done more with the Scooby-Doo characters than anyone else ever has. So it's in my blood now. And I also love pirates.
Exactly. I mean, that pirate cruise was epic.
Yeah.
You know, we had the best battle on tall ships over the weekend. You know.
So I thought it would be perfect if we could somehow combine my love for Scooby-Doo with my love for pirates and create the sword of Scooby-Doo, the cutlass of Scooby-Doo.
Let's make it happen. We're going to make it out of Damascus steel, too. So it's going to be even more elaborate.
That's perfect. Fit for royalty.
Right.
If we could incorporate Scooby's dog tag, right? That's Scooby-Doo really only owns one thing, and that's his collar.
Right.
And so I feel like this is such an iconic emblem of Scooby-Doo that I would really like it to be the pommel stone of the sword. And then if that's your grip here.
And we're going to do like a spiral grip. I'll carve that into there in the Delrin.
Cool. And then we could cover it with this aqua blue leather.
Which matches his collar.
Which matches his collar, yeah. And then, and this is like a highly polished, golden kind of color. So between these two things, I think it'll really read as...
Well, and when we finish the grip is actually right here. This is a piece of high-density plastic called Delrin. Once we get the tang, the inside of the blade shaped, we'll open this up, and I'll shape the handle that'll go over here, the grip. We'll wrap it in your blue leather, and then we'll twist up some of this wire, and I'll have you twist this up in a few minutes.
Neat.
I brought this out. I made you the Scooby-Doo dog tag, and so this is a wax pattern of what we're going to use for the end. I have one bronze casting, so we'll incorporate that into the back of the pommel.
Great.
We can make the grip, and then you had some cool ideas for the hilt.
Well, I can hear, I really like, this kind of scroll work, cross guard, which, has a nice kind of late 1600s, early 1700s.
Right.
And that could kind of, you brought up, and I think it's a great idea of how it's S-shaped. Maybe we could even make it a little more S-shaped than I drew it here. So it's kind of a little hidden subliminal S.
Right. And so this is going to flare out a little bit wider. And we were talking about, did you want to do shells coming off of the side of that? Because we can do one piece that does the S, and then we can do a separate little shell that comes off of each side that fits in. It would be similar to a sword floating around here on this rack, which disappeared amongst all the other swords.
Well, I really like this shell guard. It seems appropriate for pirates, very nautical.
Cool. Let's do that. Do you want to have the shells coming up symmetrical on both sides?
Yeah, I mean, it could come up. You could do it could kind of come up and down, or it could come...
Yeah, so for Righetti's sword, we had a single small shell like you have drawn there. And then for Gibbs' sword for Pirates of the Caribbean, Kevin McNally's, I did a smaller shell on this side and a larger shell on one side.
Yeah, that would be great. Like the asymmetrical shells, I think, is a great idea.
Okay.
And then, the blade coming off. And maybe you could notch the end so you've got a little bit of a back cut, little bit of a double cut here at the end of it. So something like that. What do you think?
I love it. It's great. Did we want to incorporate what the kind of the skull from the Scooby-Doo thing?
There's a skull that's really famous from the original Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yeah.
From the opening of the show, it's just a shot of a painting of a skull, and I've always really liked that painting. So maybe we could.
If we pierce that out, do you want to put it on the outside face? So if you're holding this in your right hand, we could see this on the shell and put the skull here, and then just do more of a strap coming up for the knuckle bow. Yeah, so if
we could do it this way or that way.
Coming down here.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Then we have this.
Yeah.
And then if you want to physically draw out that skull on this piece of paper.
All right, I'll do that.
And then we'll put that together. I'm going to take your artwork and make it into like the guards that we're talking about. So this is going to be the shell guard. No pressure, seeing your drawings. So that'll kind of come in here. These will have the lines come and cut in through here and just be curved.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, and then there'll be a slot, and then this will have the smaller shell.
I like to
coming around in.
Skull.
This will be on the inside against your body. This would be the outside kind of piece. So I'm going to trim that. And you want to draw your skull. We can kind of match that up. And I'll point out the materials we're going to use here. We've shown the leather and the Delrin grip that will be put together and the wire that goes over it. This will be the pommel. So I'm going to take a piece of this. We'll take the one casting that I have in bronze. This is bronze. We're going to make the rest out of brass. So, or we can do the knuckle bow also out of bronze. So this would be bronze, and this can be brass, if you don't mind the two-tone kind of yellow and darker red. So
yeah, we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah. So this comes together, and then here will be brazed on, and we'll start off with these pieces. That's the pommel. That's the grip. This is the blade. Wow. So this is old bandsaw blades, 15 and 20 steel. And this is 1075, 100% carbon steel that will laminate together and incorporate some pure nickel in for brightness. And probably have about 90 to 120 layer billet. I've already started forging the blades, so we get a little bit of head start on that instead of spending 3 hours laminating all these pieces together. But if you draw the skull, then we can do a full pattern on this and see what we end up with.
Great. I'm not sure who painted this skull originally, but it goes back to the original cartoon. And I'll come in later and refine these teeth and stuff. But I also like that instead of like a realistic nose hole here in the skull, it has like these two little lines. And I want to get it close, but it doesn't have to be really perfect, and because it's kind of my version of it, not the...
Tony, have you ever done any metal work or anything shop related like this?
Certainly not at this level. I've done some woodwork, and I'm used to some woodworking tools. So
It'll be a novel experience.
It will. You know.
So what do you think here if we add something like this here?
Oh, that'd be really great. Oh, that's way better. Let's take an idea what that would look like. Right? How's that?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Okay.
really cool.
Yeah, I'm sold.
We may need to make it slightly smaller.
Sure.
Because scaled down on
Okay.
here, but it's not going to be that much smaller.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it looks like 10, 13%, something
Yeah.
like that should do it.